Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the Vera Aqua Vera Vita Imagine a Day Without Water live stream roundtable. We're going to be talking with our team about what's going on in the global water crisis and what water means to each of you and what you think about imagining a day without water and how that would play out in your own personal life. So right now we are live streaming on Facebook. I tried to get us set up on live streaming on YouTube, but we're having some issues with that. I guess we're just going to be on Facebook live streaming, but that's great. It's on our Facebook page, and this is going to be live for everyone to see. I would ask everyone to turn on their cameras, please, if you already have not.
Tell us who you can see and who you cannot see.
I can see Delana and Sharon and Daniel.
Okay.
Now it looks like Fernanda is going to be joining from the other end of the room. Hold on just a second. How about now? Can everyone hear me now? Great. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Karel and Nanato, I'd ask that you please turn on your videos. We're gonna go around the proverbial virtual room here and have everyone introduce themselves and how they're affiliated with the team and with Vera Aqua Vera Vita family. And then I'm actually going to have 3 questions that I'd love for each of y'all to answer, and we'll do that after the introductions. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce myself for everyone that's watching on the live stream. My name is Jacob Niemeyer. I'm the founder and executive director of Vera Aqua Vera Vita. And today is Imagine a Day Without Water. And specifically here at Vera Aqua Vera Vita, we are in the business of water, if you will, specifically bringing water to communities in need in developing countries. And we're working specifically in Peru. And we want to really raise the conversation today and then raise awareness, as we have been over the last 2 weeks running our Imagine a Day Without Water campaign, about the global water crisis and how billions of our less fortunate brothers and sisters in developing countries, to greater or lesser degrees, are struggling to survive daily due to lack of access to clean water. And so without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and kick the introduction over to Sharon Dunton, who will introduce herself now. Go ahead, Sharon.
Hi, I'm Sharon Dunton. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a board, I don't know if you can hear that dog or not. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a board member for Vera Aqua Vera Vita. And I've been working with Jacob and the organization for about, what, 3 years. I think this is very important, what we're talking about, as we see more and more people throughout the world facing global water crisis, even within our own country. You know, we're seeing this within our own rivers and waterways, oceans, and so forth. And especially since we're facing so many disasters and making sure that people are getting clean water so they can continue to live in a safe environment and also feed their families and so forth. So we do work in Peru, but we also advocate for clean water everywhere, not just for Peru. So Vera Aqua Vera Vita is about producing clean water. Even though we work outside this country, we advocate for all clean water for everyone. Okay.
Well put, Sharon. Well put. Okay. Daniel, would you please go ahead and introduce yourself and how you're affiliated with the family of Vera Aqua Vera Vita here?
Yeah, sure. Daniel Hux. I do mortgages, but help when I can. Jacob, plan on going on the mission trip down to Peru and helping out in the manual, physical labor perspective. I don't not engineer, but help out whatever they need down there and whatnot, and try to do some fundraising as well here and there as well. So whenever that opportunity, presents itself, because there does need to be some funding needed as well.
Thanks, Daniel. Carell.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Karel Machum, and I'm the Business Administration and Fundraising Support Intern at Vera Aqua Vera Vita. I am from Cameroon, normally in Central Africa, and my personal experience with unsafe water is, I would say, the main element that really attracted me to Vera Aqua Vera Vita. Yeah, and for me, I think the work that we do here at Vera Aqua Vera Vita is really important. I have experienced it, so I know how lives are changed with through the work of Vera Aqua Vera Vita.
Thank you so much, Carell. Nanad.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Nanad. I'm also a fundraising support and business administration intern at Vera Aqua Vera Vita. I'm from India, and personally, just saying, going with Carell, I've seen the firsthand effects of sanitation, clean water, and how it affects day-to-day lives. And growing up in India, I really wanted to help the people, the impoverished, and so this is what connected me to Vera Aqua Vera Vita, and hopefully one day we can expand our work to India. And yep, thank you.
Thank you, Nanad, and absolutely. I think you and I were talking about this the other day, but we definitely want to be expansive in our mission, and Sharon, you really hinted at that as well. And I just want to highlight that our mission is not going to just stay in Peru. Eventually, we want to go around the world.
To Cameroon
Delena,
too.
please.
Cameroon
Yeah,
too.
Cameroon, of course, around the world. Delena, please introduce yourself. Uh-oh, Delena, I think you're having some speaker microphone issues there.
Okay, is that better?
Unfortunately not.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Oh, much better.
Awesome. All right. Hi there, everybody. My name is Delena Margie, and I'm an undergraduate at the University of Dallas right now. I'm originally from Southern California, and I'm currently the new communications and public relations volunteer here at Vera Aqua Vera Vita. Vera Aqua Vera Vita kind of opened my eyes to the dire situations that these people were in not having clean water. So I'm really, really excited to kind of start my role here and help in any way I can.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Delena. I'd like to introduce actually my father, Jeff. Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Can't hear you.
I had to unmute there. Sorry about that. So I'm related to somebody that's pretty involved with Vera Aqua Vera Vita. I happen to be Jacob's father, and I am on the board. And I'm very supportive of what Jacob's doing here and the path he's taking in his life, and what he's trying to do with Vera Aqua Vera Vita. I think it's fantastic. And his mom and I were able to go down to Peru and see his first project in person, and it was really eye-opening to see what people in that community are going through and have been through. And of course, things are much better for them now, and that was great to see. And very good experience. If you get a chance to get down to Peru or to one of the projects, I would highly encourage it. That's it.
Thank you. Fernanda, my lovely wife, it's your turn.
Hello, everybody. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so Jacob said my name is Fernanda and I am his wife. So same last name. By profession, I'm a financial analyst. I work for Wingstop right now. And so the way that I work and help Vera Aqua Vera Vita is really just being Jacob's cheerleader. In addition to that, I serve as a director of finance. So I run all the financials for them, recurring, all the P&Ls, all the statements, and also serve as a, I guess, chair of finance for the fundraiser event that we have annually, and we will have it, God willing, in the spring coming up, probably in April. I just try to help as much as I can, and the reason that I'm actually involved is came before Jacob and I started dating. So I've loved mission trip, and I've traveled to Thailand and Cambodia and Ethiopia, parts of Mexico, and really a lot of areas that don't have access to clean water. I've actually stayed in Asia for an entire month and helped a community, well, a small family, get access to water through a pump. We they had a well, and then we were able to get a pump in order for them to be able to get the water from the well into their house. But I've just seen all the need firsthand as well. And I also grew up in Mexico, so always saw the demands for clean water. So it was something that I was highly passionate about, and started getting involved with Jacob, and then fell in love, and now I'm his wife. But it all started with Vera Aqua Vera Vita, really. So yep, that's what I do, and love to see everybody else in the group.
Well put. Thank you so much. I really love you, honey. So I want to ask a couple of questions of everyone here on the roundtable. And, you know, we have about 7 more minutes here for the call. So I'm going to ask 3 questions, and you each choose one of your own choice to answer in, you know, a minute or less, please. That way we can really get through a wide range of what people think about the water crisis. So the 3 questions to consider are, what does water mean to you? What would life be like without it? Or how are we as Vera Aqua Vera Vita striving to bring true water, true life to our less fortunate brothers and sisters? And that question, that last question specifically, probably would be very well answered by us, specifically the people on the team of Vera Aqua Vera Vita as volunteers or board members, that you can weigh in on your vision and your thoughts on how Vera Aqua Vera Vita is striving to tackle the global water crisis. So again, the 3 questions are, what does water mean to you? Or what would life be like without it? Or how are you seeing we in our mission here at Vera Aqua Vera Vita in its success in striving to tackle the global water crisis? So again, we'll go in the same order we did before as far as introductions. So Sharon, if you wouldn't mind tackling one of those questions in a minute or less, please.
I guess I'll take the 3rd question about how Vera Aqua Vera Vita is striving toward global water crisis. What I've seen this organization do is actually go from very, ground zero of actually going in, assessing an issue in a particular village, Monte Castile, and in Peru, finding out what their needs are, what they have available, what they don't have available, and actually came up with a plan to make water clean and accessible to that village. And with Vera Aqua Vera Vita and its team and its expertise, they were able to build a water treatment plant with area organizations and the village, and now they have clean, safe water to drink. We're also working with other infrastructures such as sanitation and that whole thing as well to complete it, and also looking at educating the people more on in the WASH programs where it's talking about sanitation, take personal responsibility for hygiene and so forth, and taking responsibility for the system they do now have. So globally, I think it's one village at a time, one community at a time, one person at a time. And I think Vera Aqua Vera Vita has has taken on this, and they've already proven they can do this. So did I do it in a minute? So,
Yeah, that was great.
okay.
That was great.
Okay.
Daniel.
All three or just one of them?
Just pick one of them.
All right. So what does water mean to me? It continues life. It gives people life. You gotta have clean water. You can't just have water. I mean, none of us want to go to a stream and have oil or other contaminants in the water. We like to, drink water clean. So I think everybody across the world needs to have clean water. And with the organization, we're able to help certain parts of the world have that. Here in America, most everybody has access to clean water, even if they get it from a lake to a certain extent with a very minimal filtration. But I believe a lot of other places need more filtration and everything like that. But excited to learn what we're going to be doing down in Peru and seeing what's going on down there. But I think 8 to 21 days is what a human can live without water. So it's very essential to life at all times. That's it.
Thank you, Daniel. Well put. Karel.
So for me, I would like to answer to the question, what does water mean to me and to me as well? And just because, growing up in Cameroon, I know for me, I would like to, maybe we don't really see it, but actually water, or I would say clean water, is essential to development, and particularly sustainable development. Being in Africa, my country is among, the poorest countries in Africa. And I've seen, like, my brother and we had to go fetch water. And although my dad has I would say, like, a strict policy about school, I know a lot of families, like other kids in some families, couldn't, go actually to, could not attend school because they had, to provide, to go fetch water for their families, miles away. So that's why for me, water is so essential, not only to life, I would say to life, yes, but also it's essential to development, because we need an educated population if we to be like the motor, the engine for the sustainable development. So that's why, I support 100%, Vera Aqua Vera Vita for the work that we are doing in Peru, and hopefully that we will also extend that to other countries as well.
Thank you, Karel.
You're welcome.
Nanad.
I guess I'll talk about that last question of Vera Aqua Vera Vita's effect on the global crisis. I just started interning for Vera Aqua Vera Vita, but as I got into what they did and what they were doing, I really understood the help that they were giving to the people of Monte Castillo. Not only have they just successfully built a water treatment facility, but they're currently also working on a implementation phase of treating the wastewater facilities, because they're two different things: providing clean water and the system that goes through the town or the city, which matters. And they're currently in the implementation phase of the treating the wastewater facilities. And something that really meant a lot to me was that Vera Aqua Vera Vita follows a WASH educational approach. And I believe additionally, even after providing for communities, we need to educate them for sustainable development. And this will be the most effective implementation phase that will help the people in future generations. So I really connected with Vera Aqua Vera Vita's approach to educate the people about these facilities, so they can take care of their own cities themselves and take care of their families and their children. And that's something that really got to me, and that made me support Vera Aqua Vera Vita's approach to helping the global water crisis.
Thank you, Nanad. Elena.
Yeah, I'll take up the second question. So what would life be without water? I personally have never had issues in my life growing up or now with access to clean water, which is just such a blessing, but also it can definitely allow you to kind of slip into taking it for granted and not acknowledging all of the really important essential things that water provides, like simple things like personal hygiene and just hydration. And the fact that it is such this fundamental necessity to preserve the beautiful thing that is human life makes it so important. And yeah, that's my piece.
Well put. Thank you so much, Elena. Jeff, my father.
Yeah, okay. So I want to pick up on what Carell was saying, and something that Jacob had brought to my attention too, is that so many people around the world spend so much of their time trying to get clean water. It's not that they don't have any clean water. Perhaps they could take dirty water and boil it and make it usable and drinkable, but or maybe it's far away and they have to spend a lot of time getting it. And those things are not really acceptable if you want to advance your economy and grow and have education for your people. So I think it's important to have not only clean water, but easily accessible clean water. And, the people in Monte Castillo, they could get water, but it was very difficult. It was brought around to them only occasionally with trucks, and they couldn't rely on that service. And they would, I'm sure at times, have to scrimp and save their water and perhaps go way out of their way to get some clean water. So I think easily accessible clean water is very important.
Yeah, you hit on a really good point, just how important it is for us to value, one, the water that we have here, and recognizing, how blessed we are in the U.S. to be able to just turn on the tap and get clean water without a second thought about it. And yet how in developing countries, our less fortunate brothers and sisters don't have that luxury. And oftentimes we can think, in general, we can think ignorantly about how much different it really is. Sometimes we don't realize it. And I think that's important to remember, that there is a value in understanding the need that these people have. So very, very good. My lovely wife, Fernanda, would you please cap us off here on our roundtable? We're running about 5 minutes over, but we're still doing pretty well on time.
Sure, I'll try to keep it super brief, since everybody kind of touched down on a very important keys of things of what Vera Aqua Vera Vita is doing and why water is so important. But I think I would like to kind of add on to what Ninat said on the sustainability part of it. It's so important in Vera Aqua Vera Vita. We don't like to just, I guess, provide a fish, like give a fish and feed the people. We like to teach them how to fish, and that's what some of the things that we say. And so being sustainable and implementing the WASH program, and also being involved and driving the people to be actively involved in the development of the solution that is particularly selected for that particular solution. We don't have a one fit all. We are very distinct, and we try to determine what the best solution for the community is. So I think that is a huge part of what Vera Aqua Vera Vita is doing and how they're tackling the water crisis globally. And that's something that I haven't seen before. I love mission work, and I volunteer with multiple NGOs and helping different communities. And what we've done is kind of like the same thing for all the communities that we visited. So I love that we're able to provide a solutions that is designated, especially designed for that community, and that we can teach them how to maintain that. And that way, years from now and generations from now, those people will continue to have clean water.
Very, very well put. I think one of the things that is worth closing this roundtable with on this Imagine a Day Without Water is this idea that oftentimes we think that it's easy to bring about lasting change. It just takes a little bit of money and it takes a little bit of time. But the reality is to bring clean water, to bring water, period, in a sustainable way to people in developing countries around the world, takes a significant investment of money, but actually an even greater significant investment of time to ensure it's lasting and sustainable. And I think it's important for us to value water ourselves. So for everyone watching this video, just value your own water, and then think about how blessed you are and how that is not the case for those in developing countries. And there's something you can do about that. You can be a part of that instrument of change, if you will, whether that be an investment of your own treasures, your own dollars as donations to our mission, or an investment of your time or your prayers in support of our mission, so that we can help give that same basic right to life, that basic resource that we are all so deserving of, to our less fortunate brothers and sisters in developing countries, so they don't have to struggle daily to survive. They don't have to live on 1 gallon of water or less a day. And speaking of that, live that out in your own words, but also practice what that, put into practice and experience what it might be like to live on 1 gallon of water a day by participating in the Vera Aqua Vera Vita Solidarity Gallon Challenge. Let's continue to raise the conversation. If you're watching this video now or after the live recording, I encourage you to share it with others. I encourage you to follow Vera Aqua Vera Vita, join the conversation by liking and commenting on our posts that we're sharing about Imagine a Day Without Water. And let's spread awareness about the global water crisis so that together we can all be instruments of change and help the world value water the way it should. Thank you so much for everyone here on the roundtable for joining. I really appreciate your time and your availability, and especially I know for many of you this is kind of an impromptu invitation, and so I do appreciate that, and hopefully this will be a stepping stone for us as we grow as an organization. We can do more of this type thing, these type of roundtables in the future for big days of awareness and campaigns for our mission. So again, God bless you all, and thank you for your time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.